Jacob was born into a noble family with a huge fortune. He lived in a large manor house with more than 100 servants. His current life makes many people wish, but now, this rich guy suddenly wants to commit suicide. He was wearing a rope around his neck when suddenly he heard talking. It was his two servants chatting while working. Unable to commit suicide outside, he entered the gun studio to use a gun to kill himself. At this time, he met two more servants who were maintaining guns. Because of hiring too many servants, even wanting to commit suicide is not easy. He went to the place where his collection of supercars was, intending to kill himself with poison gas. But his every move was seen by the old housekeeper. Jacob is so sad, can't he just want to die? In the end, he decided to go to the beach, and got in the car to prepare to commit suicide. Suddenly a car appeared, two strangers got out of the car. Both of them went to the cliff together, but when they came back, there was only one person. Jacob was extremely surprised. He rushed straight into the cliff but did not see a trace. He just found a strangely shaped business card. He was curious to find the above address, and learned that this is a company specializing in helping people who commit suicide. The customer was fishing when the fishing boat suddenly exploded. Or the customer was playing on the swing when he had an accident. As long as the customer wants to die, they can do it. But once you've signed the contract, you can't quit. Jacob was so happy that he immediately signed with this company. He chose death by chance. The staff then gave Jacob a choice of coffin. As he was thinking, he met a woman who wanted to commit suicide just like him. After the greeting, Jacob and Anne began to develop feelings for each other. Back at the mansion, Jacob asks the butler to fire all the servants. Then bring the chair to the garden to sit and wait to die. But after more than 3 days still nothing happened. Suddenly one day he learned that there was a big explosion near his house. He suddenly thought, is the dead one Anne? But no, he went to the explosion, and found Anne unharmed. The two were walking together when the accident finally happened. An out-of-control truck was speeding towards them. Two people holding hands, and standing in the middle of the road waiting for the car to come towards them. But the car suddenly changed direction, and sped past the two of them. The next day, being with Anne made him so happy that he didn't want to die anymore. He went to the other company, and asked to cancel the contract. The boss is very dissatisfied but still has to agree. Soon Jacob saw him take out a gun, and give it to two of his employees. Jacob knew that if he stayed here he would be instantly killed, so he ran away. The elevator gradually went down. A very polite staff invited Jacob to come along. Jacob happily agreed, but when the assassin wasn't paying attention, he ran away. He got in the car, and drove off with Anne, but which company forgave him easily. Seeing them coming, she grabbed the driver's seat to drive herself. It only takes a split second to escape the siege of assassins. Anne and Jacob hide in a hotel to stay one night. She discovered that Jacob had injured his leg, so she went out to buy medicine for him. Just out of the door was arrested. It turned out that she was the daughter of the company's director. She initially approached Jacob just to go on a quest to kill him. He ordered her that tomorrow morning was the deadline for the quest. And has no choice but to agree. And really didn't want to kill him, so she ran away with him. The next morning, as they were on the run, suddenly a gun fell from her pocket. Jacob realizes that the girl he likes is an assassin sent by the company. He hurriedly ran away but suddenly thought again. It's okay to die at the hands of the one you love. He wants Anne to kill him but she refuses to do it. Jacob doesn't want to die anymore but just wants to live happily with Anne. But Anne suddenly opened fire, then dragged Jacob into the trunk of the car. The assassin immediately followed to track them down. When a train passed, she pressed the gas to pass. Jacob took the opportunity to escape the passing train. Back at the company, and explained everything to her father. Unexpectedly, he was not angry but also pleased both of them. But Jacob had to meet their two conditions. One is that you have to marry her. But before that, he has to complete a mission for a client. Jacob arrives at the client's house, and discovers that the person who opens the door is his housekeeper. He has served Jacob's family for generations. But so far, Jacob has never been kind to him. He didn't know that the housekeeper who saw him found happiness, and helped him. He asked Jacob to get him a cigar, but there were no cigars in the cupboard. When he returned, he discovered the housekeeper had committed suicide. He thinks he signed a contract with the suicide agency. But Anne said that he is happy to see him living a happy life. So he gave his life for Jacob to live. He wants to be with his closest person until he dies. Only then did Jacob realize that he had been so absorbed in finding a way to die that he had forgotten everything. From loved ones to those who love me, they still silently wish you a healthy and happy life. Now, Jacob continues to live for all who love him.